And I always do open up team calls with just recognition usually. So if they're watching the playback, I just like to congratulate people that have set goals and hit them. So Tina Solins, she is my aunt, and she hit Success Club 10 this month. And then we had Skylar, who hit Success Club 8, and both of them rank advanced in the leadership ladder. They ranked.
I saw that, yeah.
Awesome, yeah. So just wanted to say congratulations to both of them. And thank you. I'm seriously, honestly, you are showing up for yourself, right?
Right.
You are. And I always tell people whenever I get that all the time. I'll be like, you're doing so great. They're like, I'm trying. You're doing more than trying. Trying means you're like, I'll give this a shot, but I don't think it's going to work. You're like doing it. You're really doing it. And it's so cool to see you posting. And I mean, how long have we been working together? On and off.
Since July of 2014, I think.
Yeah. And then before
I think that's when I bought my first PIO thing.
And then before that, me and Michael, I think Michael, when I was on the old team, when I was a baby, I had no clue what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
I was what they call faking it till you make it, because I just love this business. Is he there?
He is.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
He's off screen.
That's okay. That's cool. But I just was thinking about that. You came and wanted to sign up to become a coach, and then you had 2 sisters buy from you, right? Mm-hmm. And then, and I just love it when people decide for themselves. I go and I have a bad habit of chasing people. I'm like, where are you? What are you doing? How can I help you? And it's really cool to see people that are like, you know what? I want this for myself. And when people want something so bad for themselves, you can see where it takes them. Over 30 days being consistent with something because you want it and because you believe in yourself. So it is, you're a perfect example of exactly where I started when this whole fitness journey. I had no clue what the heck I was doing, but I was in a challenge group, and I finally committed to taking better care of myself. Mm-hmm. And once I did that, once I made that decision, boom, that's it. Yeah. The same thing happened with me in 2013 when I decided I wanted to work this as a real business. Same exact thing. I'm like, okay, whatever it is, I'll figure it out, and I'm going to dedicate myself to this and go. So actually what I was going to talk about tonight is for more new coaches, exactly what you would want to make sure that your priorities are as a new coach. Because I don't want you to get overwhelmed with the back office. Don't want you to get overwhelmed with a team page and all the things that we post constantly. And what I would like for new coaches to really stop and think about is just 2 or 3 things, set your intention for each day. And whatever day you're working this business, whether it's every Monday you're going to really, dig into this business, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you just have to decide what days you're going to really work this business, how many hours that's going to be, and learn from my mistake. Whenever I first started, I was like, I'll find time. No, you have to make time.
Yeah.
Or, it's
that. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then all of a sudden it's 6 o'clock. And
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Just like a workout. So, just set your intentions 2 to 3 items a day, or if you decide that you're only going to work the business an hour 4 days a week, or 2 hours every 3 days, or 3 days a week, whatever that is, great. If you want to run that by me and say, these are things that I want to do, can I accomplish what I want to reach in the amount of hours that I really want to dedicate to this? And I'll be honest with you. So that's the first thing. You just have to set intentions. Okay. And the next thing is sometimes people join and they're really gung-ho about recruiting. They want to build a big team. And is that my internet or your internet? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. A little thing said my internet was unstable. Sorry. So the thing I have to remind myself is the roots and the foundation of this business was built in a challenge group. Before there ever was a thing called a challenge group, we have a challenge pack now, and we have all these Facebook groups and stuff. But I did start with a challenge group. My aunt put me in a group with a couple other coaches of hers, and they all put us together, and she just checked in on me. There was no like Facebook group. I didn't get to meet any of the other participants or anything like that. So it's very old school. Didn't have the luxuries we do now. But we didn't Zoom. We didn't talk to people. It's crazy. We didn't do videos. And so I look back, but I still had that accountability of a support group. And that's why I wanted to become a coach, because of what I gained through that. And so I want to make sure that all coaches, including you, know that the best thing you want to start your business off with is running a challenge group. Because you know way more than most people, and we don't think we do because we think we're learning. But as you learn, then you share, and then you're teaching, coaching. You always stay it's only like half a step or a step ahead of everybody else, but you are, So there's so many people out there that just don't know what we know. And we think before long it becomes common sense. 6-7 years later for me, I'm like, yeah, I didn't know that when I first started. Like, I got to talk about that more, just simple things like drinking more water or I don't have to remind myself so much about that, but I did when I started. So just going back to the heart of why I joined this team, I got to remind my new coaches, that's where you have to start. That's the foundation of your business, is running challenge groups. So to run challenge groups more effectively, I was going to run through a few things you can do. Obviously, you can post it on Facebook. Obviously, you can private message people. I mean, the basic things that you would know how to do. It's all scary. Everything that you decide to do is going to be scary the first time. You're not going to know what to say or do, but just let them know that you're on the journey and you want to help other people along the way. Like from experience, it's more fun to do it with other people. You've been there when you felt all alone and you were, unplugged from a group, and you know how much better it feels to be supported. So you just truly share your experience, not just mine, but truly share your experience when you're talking to people about joining you. So a little bit about you, and then ask a ton of questions about them, so that way you can learn more about them. So it's definitely about them and not us. So even when they say, no, thanks, it's not about you. We sometimes take that very personable. But so you said a challenge group, you can also create an event, and you want to make sure it's public. And an event just allows them to say, yes, they want to join, maybe, or they can decline. And it's not like opening a group and adding a whole bunch of people to this group that you never asked to participate in. I don't know if you've been in a group like that. Mm-hmm. And like start getting these notifications.
Added to.
I'm like, unjoin. Yes. But if someone asks me to join an event, I'm like, decline. I can't do that. That's not even here. Or, oh, that's an online Scentsy party. I'm actually interested in Scentsy. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to join and stay a part of it. So I like giving them the choice. It's their choice through an event. And it doesn't feel so weird when you go into an event, and it allows you to invite people, and you can invite everyone in your friends list, as long as they're not a coach. I mean, there's no point in inviting them, right? But you can invite everyone without feeling weird or icky. And then what you do in the event page, you can share. Like, what are the things that you're wanting to help them with? What are the things you're learning and you're going to teach them? And like I said, the more basic, the better. Because just like a new coach feels overwhelmed with all the stuff, a new challenger is going to feel overwhelmed too. So you can just simplify it. And you can steal all the stuff I've ever done. You can reuse what I've done. There's so many ways where you don't have to know everything in order to learn and teach other people as you learn and go. So, and then another thing, even though you're running this challenge group, the next best thing is to launch your business. You're in the 7-day training, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to super seriously help you. And I wanted to record this video specifically for the 7-day training because it's going to help teach you how to launch your business. So each day it's going to ask you to do something on social media, because we're building our business on social media, and most people are very insecure and not very confident with social media right off the bat. Very, very few, unless they already have a huge following and something else they're already doing. But 90% of coaches start out with not sure what to do or what to post. So the 7-day social media training helps you not feel pushy and salesy and scammy. And we want your business page to look professional and inviting and warm and welcoming And so you're going to learn all that in the group. I won't go into detail because I just want the people that watch this video later to want to be in the 7-day training. I put a lot of time and effort and actually took a lot of time away from my own personal Beachbody business to set aside a lot of extra time to put that training together, because I'm not good at trainings. I'm not good at all the techie stuff. So it took me longer than it might have took someone else. But the 7-day training and the 2-week training that follows the 7-day training, all it is to help you get into the habit of what to do, because it's the simple stuff that if we forget, we're like, where are everybody? Where's the crickets? So that'll help you launch your business. And then the 2-week training also helps in more detail how to promote challenge groups, how to overcome objections. Like, you're going to hear no, it's going to happen, and what to say and how to treat them. Not like they're a sales or a number or a Success Club point, how to treat them like a human being, that you want to help them no matter if they purchase something from you or not. Because what happens is, just like in any industry, if you treat them well, they will come back to you when they're ready. We're looking for people that are ready. And so if they say no, it's because they're not ready. So launching the business, creating events, running challenge groups are the heart of a new coach. It should be your only real focus on your first 30 days. And if you do that, your goal is to hit Success Club 5 because you just want to help 3 people. And if you can continue to do that, Beachbody has set those points up to help you see an income. And when you see an income, you really feel like you're doing this, you know, and we shouldn't have to feel bad about earning an income off of doing something that we love. I can't think of anything really except, you know, what was the word I'm thinking? It just went right out of my head. Volunteering. Like, if you volunteer for something, you're not going to get paid for it. You know that. But in reality, the world works this way. And I felt so icky at first. That was the biggest hurdle I needed to get over, is to not feel icky about taking someone's money. And what helped me more than anything is realizing, actually, I'm making a very small amount compared to the lifelong coaching I'm willing to give them. No matter if they buy one program from me forever, I'm always going to be available to help them. And I'm still going to reach out to them every once in a while. So that's what I want my team to do. You know, no matter if they make the sale or not, that you care about the person. And it's the people business, not the product business. So the challenge groups are going to help you find people that want to work with you. Instead of focusing on recruiting, if you lay that foundation and you help people get results, they're going to fall in love with Beachbody on their own. And then once you get that under your belt, then there's trainings for recruiting. You know, once you have that strong foundation and understanding, and that you know for sure that you want to teach and train and duplicate to your team, your tribe, your friends that you bring on, your family, that it starts with that challenge group, and how important that success layer is. And if you can help 3 people, you're going to hit Success Club 5, and then you will see the benefits of the money. So people first, then the bonus. Yeah. And a lot of people say, I don't like sales. I don't want a sale. Okay, well then, yeah, exactly. Don't focus on the money then, but it's still going to come, you know. Let me see. I think there was one more thing. Oh, and then building your network. Most people don't have very many friends when they first come in. So that third and most important thing is to continue to add new friends. Melanie Metro calls it being a professional friend maker. I love that. I read a book called The Power of Charm, and I'll probably talk about it more than once. Now that you're on the team, you'll hear me talk about it. I didn't even do it for coaching. I did it for Master Trainer. And Chalene Johnson had recommended the book for the APDs. And if you're going to apply, you had to read that book. And so I read it and I was like, oh my gosh. So I could see where my strengths were as a person, but I also could fill in the gaps of what helps people be more attracted to you. I mean, something as simple as a smile when you're walking across the street. You won't believe how many people have their head down and like just, you know, and so you attract people to you just by being the person that you want to be. Even if you're not that person yet, who doesn't want to be happy and charismatic, zestful, charismatic. I knew I was saying it wrong. And like have zest, and whatever you put out, you're going to attract. And if that's the person you want to be, there's no shame in faking that until you make it, right? So it does talk a lot more about, I have a problem with talking too much. So it talks about listening, and that really helps me in my business when it comes to not training, but recruiting, not just coaches, but challengers, because I do want to know their deepest struggle, their deepest hurdle. It's not fitness and nutrition. That is like, that is not why they are where they are. And when you know that, like, there's always a deeper meaning. And so that's what I want my team to do, is find the deeper meaning behind why they are where they are and why they don't want to be there anymore. When you do that, you're not selling to them anymore. They are understanding that this is a tool that you used to get out of that funk, and they can use it to get out of their funk too. And so it has to be more than just the product. And that's what makes you and I so special in this business, because what makes Scentsy special is the scents and the wax. Mm-hmm. Anyone can do that. But what makes this so special is that they have someone and a story and people and a community, and their DVDs don't just sit on the shelf for too long. Eventually, we help them get up and find that, for themselves. Because you've always been in a challenge group of mine, right? You've always been kind of like at least in the group, even if you're not participating. Yeah,
I think so. There were a few months here and there that I wasn't, but for the most part, yes.
Yeah, I definitely try to make sure that if I'm starting a new one, I always try to invite everyone to come to the next one. And that's why I started doing the online challenge groups, because I kept feeling like I was letting people go. Like if I forgot to message them personally, or if they didn't get back to me in time, and then I'm going on with the group and I forget, so then I would go back through my customer list and I'm like, who haven't I talked to? I mean, this is how I run. So when I say add 2 to 3 things daily, once a week, that's what I do, go through it. Who hasn't contacted me in a while? Like I said, I enjoy kind of chasing people down every once in a while. I mean, I have a hard time not holding hands. I don't want to let go of people. And that's what I'm trying to do now as a new leader, is try to empower my team and my coaches to do this on their own without feeling they have to have me, but know that I'm right here. It's like a fine balance. So I'm still growing in this journey. I'm a way better coach today with you than I was Michael. Let's just say that. It's like night and day. Let's see. I think that was really what it is, So, when I first started with Melissa, so when I was with, when Michael was on my team, I was with a whole nother team. I don't know how deep I've gone into that with you. But when I joined Melissa, it was because I knew I didn't want to work the business like the other team ran. It was all about the product, all about the business, all network marketing, MLM. It was icky. And so I saw other people doing it differently, and I'm like, I want to do it that way. So I'd reach out to them like, I'm sorry, you're not on my team. Like, well, then okay, what do I got to do to get on your team? Because I don't want to take. At first, it was a hobby, and then Chris quit his big paying job to do something that paid a little less, but he loved it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm sitting on this. Let's do something with it. And so that's why I decided to join Melissa's team. And I love that she's taught me things I am proud, seriously, super proud to pass on to anyone, whether I barely know them or I've known them as long as you. I can feel confident that I can teach it to my mom, take this information to my mom, and be proud of the integrity behind what we're doing. So. Right. Well, since you are the one and only on here, that's really all I wanted to make sure I cover tonight. And Melissa has the call after this if you wanted to jump on and kind of see how that's ran. I've done a couple. I'd say I've probably done 6 in the 6 years that it is like probably one of my weaknesses to present the business. But I'm always on those calls so I can learn too. So I'd love for you to join if you have. But I also wanted to answer any questions that you might have right now.
Well, I think I am signing Michael up. So I just, not right now necessarily, but I'd like to talk to you about, I guess, where to put him and what to do with that.
Right, absolutely. And what I like to do, as soon as you have one more person, and usually when your intentions are set on that, you'll find that person a lot faster. So when you have that first person, that's what we'll do is we'll say, okay, that person needs to go here, and then you can sign Michael up. That way you don't have Michael signed up and you're paying for 2 accounts and it's not benefiting you at all until you have 2. Then once you have 2 people, 1 on each side, I'll make sure I help you get them on the right side. And you might even go through the training before that happens. You might even, and you can even, the best thing, if you can't get a hold of me right when you need it, usually you can. I'd say, 75% of my day, I'm on my phone. So, and I don't mind, but there are times that I can't get back. So I try to set boundaries for family time. And so if that's the case, then what I do personally, FAQ, it's like Google search or Beachbody, right? But I learn better through video. So I like to go to YouTube, and you can just type in and make sure it's a current video, because things do change. So make sure it's within the last year or 2, and that it's a video on Emerald, where to place my husband. I mean, there are videos out there, and it'll teach. And you can even watch tutorials on your back office and what to click and where to go, and make sure that everything's set up there. But I do provide the training for that, because I'd have to screen share and go through that. But ultimately, you just want 1 on each side, and you want your husband. There's 2 ways to do it. You can do it for short-term money, like make money faster now, or you could do it to where you're going to be, in 10 years, you're going to want to use him as a pawn, as I like to say, to make more money later. It works both ways. I don't have a husband sign up, because me and Chris are on the same team. Like, we're the same person. So I don't even have that option. So you can do it with or without.
Well, see, that's what he wants. That's kind of what he wants to do. But I don't know how that works.
Well, it kind of hurt us, because what I did is I didn't wait 6 months to sign up with Melissa. I signed Chris up underneath Melissa. And then in the middle of that 6-month wait, they changed the rules. They said you can't transfer this business out of his name and into yours, because you've been a coach before. So what we had to do is create an EIN, and we put both of our names on the business name, so that I can so that I could go to Summit and get recognized for things, or I could be on, So if I had it my way, I would have transferred it into my name, and I'd be at the top, and then I would have signed my husband up as that helping. It's like a helper, because you have control of the person. So yeah, it's a good thing to have him sign up with you, and you still can work this business together as one. You can still do that. Yeah, and Melissa and Mick do that. So Melissa has her husband under her daughter and her son, and she has people to help. So that's very, very normal. And why wouldn't we want to double dip if it's you're going to do twice the work for a while, but then you're going to reap the benefits double too. So it's worth it in the long run. But I'll make sure that you're not spending more money than necessary, because I want you to start bringing in an income before you start investing more. That's what's great about network marketing, is your only investment is your own product. We like to keep it that way until you're making money then it's worth it. I mean, everyone invest money to make money, but in network marketing, you should be able to make some without having to do that with social media being free. That shouldn't be the first thing you have to do. Okay, what other questions did you have for me?
And I know that we'll be able to get his fees waived, since he's a vet.
Are yours or not? You are paying yours, right?
I'm paying mine, because I knew in the long run we would sign him up, and then his would be free.
Yes, his would be free. Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay.
The only rule on that is he would have to, in simple terms, at least buy something around Shakeology price every 3 months to keep it active. Yeah, that's it.
We were kind of talking about what he would buy, but
and it doesn't have to, as long as it's more than 50 PV. Shakeology's 90, and there's some other supplements out there, and it could even be more than one order within that 3 months that it goes over the 50 PV product volume. $50 is a little bit more than $50, but the PV is 50. So yeah, it's very doable if. And then if you're using him to build your business, you want to keep him active, and that means 50 every month. So cool, good questions.
I don't think I have any other questions at the moment.
You will.
I will. Oh, I know I will. I'll have 100.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you're in the 7-day training. How did day 1 and 2 go?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to play a little catch up tomorrow.
That's okay.
But
Yeah, and you can go
I
through.
really like in there how it has the, did you do your shake today? Did you do your workout today? Did you do your personal development today? I like those.
Yes.
So I have those done. It's mainly just the assignments I don't have done.
Right. Yeah, and the assignments are going to make the biggest impact.
Right.
But I put those other things on there to show you it's the daily, doing it daily, the compound effect. So even that little assignment done every Monday, and you can continue this stuff. Like, it's not like, oh, that's what I wanted to create as a training that actively had you participate, so you can see how those are the habits. That's all I'm doing.
Right.
It's just I do it every day, and I almost do it without thinking about it anymore, that I need to post 3 times a day. Like, I just need to. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been 3 hours since I posted. So I'll schedule some post automatically, so they're already posted, things that I don't have to think of, like recipes and things. Sit down Sunday, schedule some, and then throughout the day I think about a lifestyle post that can relate to other people that I'm trying to attract. And so you'll learn all of that in the trainings too. I love it because I want, and even though you get behind, just know that you can go through that 7-day training as many times as you want, because some people just like being in it so they can check it off. And then you can always create your own type of power hour checklist, and you can even laminate it so you just mark it off with a marker, or if you're like me, I like to write on it. So I have one for every week, and I keep adding to it. So, but yeah, it's 9 o'clock. So if you're sure there's nothing pressing on your mind, we can jump off here, and I'll go see your face over there. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.